All right, let's say I need to UV unwrap a lamp real quick. So I could go in and use a bunch of these primitive objects for this, but then you got this weird curve right here. You have this at a slant. I could go in and select the head of the lamp here, hit spherical, and then come down and click this little gizmo down here and rotate that projection. And then in the side view, rotate that a little bit and start using the same projection maps in the same kind of way, and then going and cleaning up, maybe adding some cuts. But it's probably easier at this point, and maybe planar project on the bottom here. But it's probably easier at this point to just start over and just do the kind of newer method for kind of using it for more organic shapes, because this is almost kind of organic. Looking, it's got soft curves and everything. So I'm just going to go in and hit select everything, hit planar, so it gets rid of all my seams, and then I'm just going to go in and I'll start on this top part first, and I'm just going to go into edge mode and select seams that are going to be along the bottom, something like that, and then I'll just go in and say I want to cut there, so then I'll cut it. I know I'm going to have a weird distorted cap if I don't make a little circular cut up here, so I will probably go in and make one down here, cut it, and then one about right here and cut it. And then if I go in and select the lamp head and come down to unfold, it's going to do a pretty good job of laying out exactly what I need. So the inside of the lamp will be here, and since that's not going to really be seen much, I'll shrink it down, and this is the outside that's going to be the main portion that's going to be seen. And all I got to do for this is level it out, and since it's already pretty much straight, I could come in here and just say straighten UVs, and it'll do a pretty good job of straightening all this out. And I can check it. I get a little bit distortion here, so if I come into that part right there and maybe just move these, just move this out a bit. Just to line it up so that I can go back in and hit straighten UVs again, and then I've got that all straightened out. And I'll just leave it as something that looks like this. If you want, you can go to optimize and you can see it'll start bending it, but for ease of texturing, I'll just leave it as that. For the top, I'll just leave it as that. If you want to, you can rotate it to where the bottom seam is on, the bottom, to line up with where this would actually be, to help you out when you're texturing. The inside doesn't really need to be addressed. If I was texturing the inside, I'd probably go in and do the same thing. Make a cut here. Grab this inside part, unfold it again, and then just straighten those like I just did. Unfold this, and then this would be my inside that I could place wherever. This would be my outside I could place wherever. And then if you look, it's looking pretty good with how it's been unwrapped. And then for the little part right here, the stand, I could just go in, select this edge here, cut it, maybe select this part here, here, and maybe down here. Cut those so that when I select all of this piece, and unfold it, I get a pretty good unfold of this. So this would be my base. I could rotate this in the same way. This would be my top. Maybe optimize it a bit. Check it. That's looking pretty good. This would be going up and down. This is going to be the neck of the lamp. You can see it's okay, but I would rather probably, it looks good here, but for ease of texturing, I'd probably just go in and say straighten these as well. And I'd probably want to deal more with something that has a little bit of distortion that's barely noticeable, but that is ultimately straight up and down for when I bring it over into Photoshop. So I'd probably leave that as is. Base down here doesn't really matter, so I'd kind of put that up in a corner. And then the top of this doesn't really matter, so I'd kind of bring that over to some kind of corner. Then I'd just select everything, arrange, just lay it out, and then I got something that I can kind of work with. That looks pretty good. And then if I wanted to make iterations on this, I could always come back in, you know, and add to things. Maybe cut here, and then go in and unfold that, straighten those, or maybe just leave them as is. So this is pretty, just gonna leave them as is. So this technique of just adding cuts and then unfolding, it's, you know, it in combination with straighten UVs can be just as precise as using some of these, you know, cylindrical, spherical, planar, and automatic. So just planar project, go in and cut your seams, unfold, and then select your UV shells and straighten them. And if you need to from here, you could go on and do this, the you know, techniques of sewing things together. So it's just a good all-around approach to UVing.